Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in this video I want to share with you an interesting game which was played in round 4 at the 2019 Sunway Sitges Open, with the white pieces playing Georgian chess grandmaster Nino Batsiashvili and her opponent is Indian chess prodigy grandmaster Rameshbabu Praggnanandhaa. But before starting our game, make sure that you are subscribed in order not to miss my future uploads. Also, if you have any interesting game suggestions, let us know in the comment section, and meanwhile, let's start with our game. So in this game, as I've already mentioned, Batsiashvili had white pieces and she opened up with c4, English opening knight f6 by Praggnanandhaa, knight c3 g6, e4 d6, d4. With the transposition of moves, we reached King's Indian defense, bishop g7 and h3. Well, I have to tell you that in here the most popular moves are considered to be knight f3, bishop e2, 4 pawns attack or Zemish variation, but in our game we have a less popular Makogonov variation, h3. In some cases this pawn on h3 can be useful, preventing unpleasant pins, and also can support the advance of the g-pawn. e5 by Praggnanandhaa, d5, white is locking up the center, and a5, Praggnanandhaa is preventing any possible b4 moves and wants to bring his knight on c5, or it can even jump on b4. A standard idea in King's Indian defense, bishop e3, knight a6, g4, knight d7. Praggnanandhaa comes up with an interesting idea. With this move he is freeing the f6 square and wants to bring the bishop on g5 square, offering the exchange of dark squared bishops. Knight e2, bishop f6, queen d2, h6. Yes, at all costs he wants to play bishop g5. Here Batsiashvili castled queenside, of course. As you may have already guessed, bishop takes h6 is not good because after g5 black is trapping this bishop. That's why in our game we have castling queenside and bishop g5. f4, white is rejecting the offer of exchange of dark squared bishop, but is doing it in the cost of allowing black knight to occupy the e5 square. Knight takes f4, knight e5, bishop e2. Still black is behind in development, but soon will solve that problem. Queen e7, knight b5, b6, rook h2, bishop d7, rook h1, bishop h4, knight d4, knight c5, queen c2, protecting the pawn on e4, and Praggnanandhaa castled queenside. King b1, rook e8. Black wants to target this weakened pawn on e4, b3, which already turns out to be a mistake. Well, so far so good, but in view of upcoming complications, it was better to free this h1 square for the rook on h2 by playing rook f1. Here is the idea. Now if you play a move like h5, which was played in our game, then after g takes h5, g5, you can move back your knight on g2 and bishop g3 is not trapping the rook. You can play rook h1. But in our game, after rook e8, we have b3 and h5 by Praggnanandhaa. G takes h5, g5, and after knight g2, white rook is getting trapped after bishop g3. By the way, moving back the knight on d3 is not good, because in the end of the day, after several exchanges, white is losing this pawn on e4 and black is getting a huge advantage. With a powerful bishop pair and control over the e-file, black can easily convert this. Of course, now rook takes d4 is not good because of this bishop b2, but black can simply play a move like f6 or even rook takes h5 and black is doing great. Let's go back a bit. In our game, after g5 we have knight g2, and after bishop g3 Praggnanandhaa won an exchange. Bishop takes h2, rook takes h2, g4, h takes g4, knight takes g4, and now the pawn on e4 is also becoming a huge target. Bishop takes g4, h6, and the pawn on e4 drops. Knight g2, queen f6, white king is exposed. Black has a very active position, is exchange up, and white's only consolation is this pawn on h6, but of course white can't make use of that pawn. Knight c5, queen d2, bishop f5 check, Knight takes f5, queen takes f5 check, queen c2, queen f1 check, king b2, knight d3 check, king a3, and a powerful move by Praggnanandhaa a4. Yes, he finds the most spectacular way of proceeding with the attack. White king is on the A file and Praggnanandhaa wants to open up this file. After bishop d4, Praggnanandhaa captured on b3 and then played king b7, freeing the 8th rank for the rook to join the attack. Rook a8 is a mating threat already, right? For example, if you capture on h8, then you can get checkmate hit. That's why after king b7, Batsiashvili freed the b3 square for the king, but anyways, we have that check. Rook a8 check, king b3, knight c1 check, king c3, rook a3 check, king d2, and after rook d3 check, finally we have a resignation because white is suffering heavy losses. You are forced to give up your queen, but then black is starting to munch everything on its way. Yeah, checkmate will follow very quickly. That's why after rook d3 check, finally we have a resignation. Another brilliant game played by Praggnanandhaa, which I hope that you enjoyed greatly. By the way, forgot to say that together with 4 other players, Praggnanandhaa is now leading the tournament with 4 out of 4. In the end, let me also share with you a simple puzzle where the task is to find the winning moves for white. It's white to move, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.